Remember when they said we were crazy because everything's demonic?
Mind you, they said we had religious psychosis when we said that everything was demonic. They said we need to put the Bible down. We thinking about it just a little too hard. Turns out everything is demonic.
Yep.
The movies, the music, the TV shows, the politics, the politicians, okay? Demon worshiping, baby eating pagans.
Stay weird.
I don't think it get more demonic than that.
Since the Epstein files are so vast and detailed, and now you know about adrenochrome, I think you need to ask yourself, why did Google name their new browser Chrome? And also, now start looking into why Madonna's face is so deformed. I got news for you guys. She's been on this stuff a very long time and had to stop cold turkey because she was actually involved in sex trafficking scandal that was buried during COVID, but that did happen. So was Oprah, by the way. All those schools that she opened in Africa, turns out weren't schools at all. Anyways, keep digging. You'll be surprised. Keep digging. And if you need somebody to talk to, again, right here, if you ever need me, I'm here. This is not an easy subject. I'm trying to make light of it. It's a very dark, fucked up thing. But at the same point, it's better out because hopefully now people will do something to stop this. We can protect our children. We can keep them safe. Knowledge is power. And as I said, 2026 is going to be the year that all this stops. All of this stops. So do something about it. Knowledge. That's where you start.
The sad thing is the majority of people is not going to do anything about it because the majority of people are NPCs.
Since the Epstein.
And I bet you my child won't take another fucking school picture. I bet the fuck that. Not a near another one will she ever take, ever. Oh.
If your daughter has a cell phone, if your daughter play games like Roblox and buy things like Robux for Roblox, then they already know who you are. They already know who we are. They already know.
This is a Friday's
Hello.
Catherine and Laura. Oh, there they go. Oh man, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. It's caught on video now. Mike, you were going home for dinner, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Yeah, pudding boy.
Okay. They say that Michael Jackson was actually helping the children in Neverland Ranch. It was the opposite of Epstein Island. What if some of these celebrities was invited to Epstein Island just so that they can sing and perform and they never did the rituals? What if some celebrities was there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they didn't have anything to do with what happened at 12 midnight, 1, 2, 3 in the morning? You understanding what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just talking. I don't know nothing.
Now do you know who they is? Do you know who they means? When we would say, they are doing this, they are doing that. And you would say, well, who's they? Do you understand?
That's how you can always tell an NPC, low viber, a gang stalker, or somebody who's just so sleep, they don't know what the hell is going on. When you say they always say, okay, who is they? Tell me who is they?
Understand now who they is? It's all of them. Every motherfucking one of them. Now do you know who they is? Do you know who they means? When we would say, they are doing this, they are doing that. And you would say, well, who's They. Do you understand now who they is?
Everyone in Colorado remembers John Benet Ramsey. What we don't know is that there's information about her in the Epstein files. Pictures of her and Maxwell, the last photo that was ever taken of that little girl. We're finding out now that more than likely, Lil John Benet featured in a snuff film right before the end.
You know, these people are so sick. They torture their children. Yeah. Remember the Menendez brothers? Back in the 90s, I thought the Menendez brothers was the craziest brothers on the planet, man. They killed their parents. They had to be the craziest guys on the planet, man. But then they started reading the court documents of how sick their father was, having relations with the brothers, and the mother knew, and it was just so disgusting. I bet you anything that the Menendez brothers, the Menendez father, he visited the island or came to New Mexico. He was involved in this shit. You can't be this sick, having relations with your son, living in Beverly Hills, having all this money, and not visit the island. You hear what I'm saying? What about this guy? This guy in Ohio. He takes out the 4 college students. This is what happens when the children grow up. The ones who was abused and tortured. The ones who witnessed all of this Epstein shit. This is them right here. This is what they become. You remember this guy? You could see it in his eyes. You could feel it. This guy is evil, man. And this case right here, this wasn't just random. I'm telling you, everything is connected to the Epstein files. Everything, all of this wickedness. And Epstein is just the face of it. Epstein is just the face of it. What about this guy? This director, he just Rob Reiner, whatever his name is. I'm not good with names, but I'm good with faces. And when I look at this guy's face, his son's face, he's one of the Menendez brothers, one of them people. His father, 9 times out of 10, listen, I don't even know what I'm talking about. 9 times out of 10, his father and Epstein, Ace Boone Coons, they was friends. I'm telling you, this is the end of their whole system, man. These people that I just showed you, the Menendez brothers, this guy right here, I'm telling you, when this guy was young, he was abused. He's seen them eating the beef jerky in the sour cream. He's seen them. This is a face of a man who's seen people eating the Epstein diet. That's what I call it. The Epstein diet. This boy right here, this man, ever since he was a boy, he's seen it. He know how to beef jerky smell. He know what his father did. They all know. We all know. Everybody know.
Everyone in Colorado remembers John Benet Ramsey. What we don't know is that there's information about her in the Epstein files. Pictures of her and Maxwell, the last photo that was ever taken of that little girl. We're finding out now that more than likely, Lil Jon Benet featured in a snuff film right before the end.
Did anyone else notice that the opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics felt less like a celebration of sport and more like something ritualistic? Millions tuned in expecting flags, unity, and national pride. Instead, they were met with dark...
Hold on. Before I let this play, I'm going to start this over. But the ritual for the Winter Olympics, it happened before the Winter Olympics. Remember, on February 2nd, 2026, Snoop Dogg's daughter, Corey Broadus, announced the death of her 10-month-old baby, who was born 3 months premature. I made a video about that on SR&BG. And all of a sudden, after that, you see Snoop Dogg at the Winter Olympics. Now you tell me, what the hell does a melanated man, first of all, he's a brother. What does a brother have to do with snow? Not only a brother, but a brother from sunny California, Long Beach, California. Not only from California, but from the beach. What the hell is this, man? 1 week, Snoop Dogg loses a granddaughter. The next week, this nigga is in a Winter Olympics. Let me start this over, man, because the ritual started before the Winter Olympics. It started with Snoop Dogg. I made the video about it.
Anyone else notice that the opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics felt less like a celebration of sport and more like something ritualistic? Millions tuned in expecting flags, unity, and national pride. Instead, they were met with dark imagery, inverted symbolism, horned figures, fire rituals, and choreography that looked closer to an occult ceremony than an athletic event. Commentators rushed to label it art, culture, misunderstood expression. But history shows that global stages are never wasted. When the whole world is watching, messages are embedded, not explained. Power has always spoken through symbols. Ancient empires used them. Secret societies preserved them. Modern institutions still rely on them, just wrapped in lights, music, and spectacle. Symbolism bypasses logic and speaks straight to the subconscious. That is why it works. That is why it repeats. So why do themes of darkness, chaos, sacrifice, and control keep appearing in events meant to unite humanity? Why does celebration so often feel ominous? You be the judge. If you're awake, you already know what to do. Hit the...
Why is nobody talking about what the sphere looked like on the outside? On the inside, quite demonic. It's like you're trapped in hell. Every single one of these chains is built by a singular demon, which means everybody in this crowd is surrounded by millions of demons. I wonder how many legions are here. They are putting the truth right in front of your eyes and people aren't even paying attention. This is what people were walking into. This looks like the firmament shattering. Where's Hillary Clinton when you need her?
Together we put a lot of cracks in the highest, hardest glass ceiling.
I could only imagine what we'd be letting in if she was speaking literally. Anyways, what happens next? I
could picture every city having one of these, and this is how the artificial intelligent Antichrist would talk to everybody at the same time.
Find quite interesting. The firmament breaks, it shatters, the doors of hell open, and what enters in? The fallen angels. We see a lot of the symbolism happening with hip-hop, R&B, rap, metal, rock, but not much country, but maybe that's what we get for integrating them into country, if you get what I'm saying. This concert at the Sphere had tons of demonic symbolism in it, and in fact, there were times where I literally felt like I was in an episode of Stranger Things. This part specifically being the main one. If you can find this video of the sphere online, you guys go watch it and come back to my comment section and you tell me what you think that it's symbolizing. Stay tuned for part.
The super wealthy didn't use business plans to create wealth. They actually used specific ancient rituals that have been passed down through the generations to create attractor fields that virtually brought in wealth, power, control, and money into their life. There's one ritual that the elites use, and that is orgasm. I was taught very specifically the power, the energetic power of orgasm. If we have a strong sexual desire and learn how to transmute that into our, that creative energy into other activities, those activities have a lot of juice behind them and therefore have the ability to come to fruition very strong.
The power of semen retention. Just imagine if you practice semen retention for, let's say, 90 days, and then you move to a place like New Mexico. No, better yet, Phoenix, Arizona, Dallas, Texas. Say that you move to Birmingham, Alabama, or Atlanta, Georgia. The 33rd parallel. Anywhere around that area and you're on semen retention and you manifesting and you vibing high, your manifestations are going to come faster in certain places.
Still play the lottery? Listen to this. This guy, Jeffrey, won the Powerball in 2008. And he didn't put it under his name, he put it under his trust. That's called the Zorro Trust. That's under the Zorro Ranch in New Mexico that he owned. So he hit the Powerball jackpot for $85 million in 2008. And after taxes, it was almost $30 million. And it says that he purchased this property in 1993 in New Mexico. And what makes this even more crazy is that his trust won the lottery after the day he got convicted. And it was even stated in the files. And I know a lot of people didn't know about this. And I know a lot of people play hoping to get lucky. And you probably know someone that won a scratch off. But the odds of Epstein winning the Powerball right after he got convicted is like 1 in 100 trillion. And it shows that it's controlled and systematic. They're the ones that created the game and we're just the ones that's building it up. But let me know what you guys think about all this.
The Powerball, it has to be fake. They will not allow a person like me to get $1 billion. The Powerball nowadays be $1 billion. They will not allow a person like me to just go into the Circle K, buy a ticket, pick some numbers, and wake up the next morning a billionaire. No. Because they know that every chosen one is going to be a millionaire. I'm going to give every chosen one $1 million. And every chosen one that win $1 billion is going to give every chosen one $1 million. They already know that we have changed the world. It has to be rigged. They would never, they would never play a game where we could win. Let me say that again. They would never play a game that we could win.
Was created to entertain all of the kids that Jeffrey Epstein took to his island.
No.
SpongeBob's license plate, if you put the address into Google Maps, it takes you to Jeffrey Epstein's island, Little St. James. No, it's actually real.
Oh, dead ass?
Yeah, like,
oh my goodness, fam. That's
like, it'll take you to Jeffrey Epstein's island, fam.
Not SpongeBob.
And then think about it. Who lives in a under the sea? Are you ready, kids? That's the first thing they say.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
And they
This rapper exposes how dark Hollywood really is.
The song was so big and they told me I had to like kind of sacrifice something. They said you're gonna have to pay it back because
put this information out there. This is gonna put people in the wrong mindset of what we're trying to do in society. So they told me that if I don't do these list of things, then they are going to hurt my family or hurt, people that I really care about. And they told me to go to this office. It was on Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles. And then when I went, I asked them over the phone, what are they gonna have me do? They said they couldn't tell me. And then when I went into the office, they sat me down and it was like an all white room, and they opened one of the doors and it had a Gucci suit, a body suit. And I said, oh no, please don't tell me that is what I think it is. They said, yeah, it's exactly what you think it is, pal. And I said, no, please no, not the Gucci suit. They said it's the Gucci suit. This is the only way that you can repay for what you've done. And I said, not the Gucci suit, please.
So who knows that the Gucci suit thing is real? But if you've heard the song he's talking about, they definitely don't want that kind of message out. Hollywood and the industry want as much negative music out as possible. So anything that goes against that, they don't want. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you...
The suits are old. Nutty Professor. Eddie Murphy. The suits are old. It's all about AI now.
I've had a lot of people ask how I found the hidden videos. So you go to the DOJ Epstein website, scroll all the way down to this search bar. Don't use the one on the top. It doesn't work. Type in no images produced and hit search. You're going to get a bunch of PDFs. Scroll all the way past dataset 8. You have to get to about page 15 or beyond. Dataset 8 all seem to be in the jail, and they're like an hour long and not very interesting. But be very cautious when you're opening these files, because we don't know what's in these videos until we actually open them. So you can click on any one of the files. You'll get this page that says no images produced. And then up in the address bar, you want to go scroll to the end of the web address and delete PDF, replace it with MP4. If that doesn't work, you can try MOV or M4A to get sounds. And then some random video will pop up. So that's how...
Talking about things in the Epstein files with normal people is the new telling people things that are literally in declassified CIA documents. It will make you sound like a conspiracy theorist. I was telling my mom, who gets all of her news from CNN, about stuff in the Epstein files, and she's like, do you just believe everything you read on the internet? No, but I'm talking about stuff that's literally on the DOJ website. Well, why aren't they reporting on this on the news? Oh, Mom, do you know who owns the news? They're all in the Epstein files.
These people are so brainwashed, so programmed, that they don't even believe the truth when the truth is right in front of their face.
Listen, I'm not saying he's a good guy, but if you go back and listen to his speech in English, we have AI now. So they have this shit translated down to his voice and his tone of how he was speaking that day when he was saying his speech.
Today, I believe that I am acting in accordance with the will of Almighty God. In defending myself against the Jews, I am fighting for the Lord.
We fought on the wrong side of the war, basically, because of ignorance.
We will defend Christianity, and not just on paper. We will burn out the atheism in our culture. We will burn it out, this whole poison.
Jewish people got kicked out of 109 countries for doing what they're doing now.
The decomposition of our literature, the poisoning of our theater, of our movie theaters, all the art is now falling for it.
Hitler was burning all the transgender books, getting rid of all the gay and pedophilia out of his country.
Already the assault begins against the education of our children's brains.
The book burning, those were fucking pedophile books.
Lord God, give us the strength to preserve freedom for our people, for our children's children, not only for us Germans, but also for the other peoples of Europe. It is a war for the whole of Europe, and thus really for the whole of humanity.
You know one thing I learned about this system? The ones who they say is good is really the bad ones. And the ones who say they is the bad ones is really the good ones. Peace.